All right. So today we are looking at the global infrastructure, or AWS. So, okay, we have 20 people. Make I just talk to the shorty, make she can talk to them before we'll go into the. All right.
So Isaac, will you mention it on the page?
Now you could drink from out of things.
Oh yeah, the girl she DM me self, so me there on the talk.
Okay. Okay. So you can use that to also entice guys.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah.
Mhm.
My English self is not English. We have 22 people now. All right, so Margaret, if you are here, oh, okay, make her share the link with them, self. Maybe if you. Anyway, Moku continue. If she comes on, then I just go allow and make shit. Is Rosemont here?
Yeah.
Okay. So when we are done, then.
Okay. All right.
Oh, okay. Rosemont is the one that will be talking to us, right?
No.
Oh, please. I'm take my exam.
Okay, that be your DP.
It's
No
you. I see the DP here.
All right, so that be the killer. That be the killer DP that you see. You go show me. Okay, so we are talking about the AWS Global Infrastructure today, right? I wouldn't go into the history and then all those things, but the most important thing that we have to notice in the global infrastructure, there are regions, there are availability zones, right? And these regions are the separate geographical locations. So you're talking of the Americas, you're talking of the Europe, you're talking of the Asia, and then all those, right? Those are the regions, right? And according to them, they have about 22 regions, and they have Milan, Cape Town, and then Indonesia also coming up. And there is an availability zone within these regions. And these availability zones are data centers, like separate data centers, which are, I think, the distance is either 100 kilometers apart, right? These are availability zones. So one availability zones might have multiple data data centers forming one availability zone. So let's use Virginia, for example. So for North Virginia like this, when we were creating the first labs, when we were creating the VPCs, you remember we chose US East 1A, and then there is US East 1B. So the 1A is one availability zone, 1B is another availability zone. So in US East 1A, there are multiple data centers which are 100 kilometers apart right there. However, there are other regions that are kind of restricted, right? Those ones are called, what's it called? Like, yes, they are restricted regions. So the AWS China and then the Gulf Cloud. So the Gulf Cloud is the US government, right? And then the AWS China, as you know them, they have like, because of their data restrictions and then privacy stuff, so they have also their private region. So those ones are not, available to us. And there, from March 2019, all the regions introduced then are automatically enabled. But the regions before that date, you need to go and then enable them before you can use them. So your choice of region, when you are choosing a region, you have to look at one, proximity, which is, very crucial to reduce latency. And also you might also want to consider data governance of your country or the region that you are choosing, right? And yes, prices differ and varies according to the region that you will choose. So I've explained availability zones, and I think one of the pillars in having multiple availability zone deployment is high availability and reliability, right? So you might also want to do a multi-AZ deployment. Make sure that you are deploying your system across multiple AZs. It also prevents single point of failure. Okay, so Margaret is joining. When she joins, then we'll begin. Right, so when we talk of data centers are just like warehouses, right? That has servers. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I said check your internet connection. It seems you are breaking up.
Oh, okay. Is it okay now?
Yeah, it's okay now.
All right. So yeah, so when we talk of data centers are like warehouses, right? That has servers there. Okay, so servers that are in a house, and that houses like the data. So those are called data centers. I think those who have managed IT infrastructure before, or those who are into the IT field, you know how servers are set up. You have racks that have some devices that you push them in, hardware devices that you push them in, and these servers houses your data, right? So these are basically called data centers, right? And these centers are not visible. They have never been disclosed to anybody. And I think according to them, not even the AWS employees know the whereabouts of these data centers. Yes. And the networking and then all those things talks about, there are people that they use, so they get their products from, or like original device manufacturers. So when we talk of an original device manufacturer, if let's say we as a group or as a company would want a product or want something customized to our needs, we'll go to these manufacturers and then they will produce it for us. So they are there, they produce for everybody. Right? They produce for everybody. They don't produce like specifically for one company. So when you compare your specifications, they will produce it for you. And there is also a mention of, okay, so Maggie is here. She has also written the exam before. minutes. And originally she was supposed to join the earlier meeting, the exam readiness meeting, but our 9 p.m. meeting confused her. So she mistook that one for, she mistook the exam readiness for our meeting. So for those who also missed the exam readiness session, Maggie is here to tell us a little bit about her experience, right? When the time she reported to the center, how the experience was, and all those stuff. And yes, the choice of exams she wrote, whether online or on site. All right, so Maggie, the stage is
All
for
right.
you.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Forgive me, I have a little cold. I'm a bit under the weather, so I might not be able to talk much or talk loudly. Please let me know, am I audible?
Yeah, very
Yes.
audible. We can hear
Yes,
you.
very, very audible.
All right. So my name is Margaret, as Ohene rightly said. I've taken these exams before. I remember very well, I took these exams on 31st December 2022. One hot afternoon. So I didn't go through any classes or anything like ALX is doing with us right now. I just signed up with Amazon, and then I went through their trainings, their video trainings, and then I was also using the multiple choice questions, I don't know whether it's sample questions. But I wrote once and I passed. It wasn't that difficult, I should say, and it wasn't that easy too, because the questions are quite confusing. I remember one of the times Ohiniba was saying that you need to really get the concepts right, because most of their terms, sometimes it can be just a word in the sentence and you'll be confused as to whether to choose option A or option B. And like you also rightly know, some of the answers, I mean, you can have more than one answer to a question. And that is also quite, it's also quite not easy to answer questions like that. But if you're able to get the concepts of the various topics, and when you are studying it, you look out for the word that, I mean, some of their wordings that they use to express themselves, or they use to explain those concepts. I think that you should be good to go. I wrote an online exams, and it wasn't my first time taking an external exams like that, so I was quite ready for whatever that happened. I was using a company's laptop, and so I had to uninstall a lot of things, because I tried setting up, and then I was told I need to uninstall this. I mean, some apps that I used to work, I mean, for my company. But I mean, in as much as they don't really.
It's what are some of the new apps?
So I needed that. If I remember, I think I uninstalled there's an app called Company Portal, Intune Company Portal. I remember I also had to uninstall Microsoft Teams and some few ones. My company is quite strict, so you need to be compliant, and so they to do that, they requested that we installed some applications. You know, it's been a while. I took the exams, but I remember I was requested to uninstall those apps. And then they needed to make sure that you don't have anything around you especially, I took an online exams, and so when you are seated, they'll scan your room. You use your laptop camera to scan the room. They don't want to see anything. I had to take off my watch, my passport. I was even using it as a source of ID. I had to take it to a very far place, some far corner be in the room. Apart from that, they don't want to see anybody, nothing. Whilst you are taking the exams too, they are watching your eye movement and all that. But once you have confidence, you should be able to go through. Me, just last week, I was telling some people that I don't think that the exams is quite difficult, because I used, like, let's say, rigorously 7 days to prepare for it. So it wasn't, I didn't have to spend much time on it though. But if you are able to identify, like I said initially, some of their wordings are quite tricky. And so if you don't pay attention to those, the kind of words they use when they are explaining themselves, you might miss it. I wish I could cite some examples, but unfortunately, I can't right now. Yes, I used 7 days. I used 7 days to prepare for it. And I had, let me see if I've not deleted this app. There's, yes, I have it, AWS CCP app. And then I also was using AWS exam app and AWS Cloud Practitioner apps. So I was just going through the exams. After going through the videos, I made sure that I went through all the videos on their platform for the Cloud Practitioner exams. And then I was doing the past questions. That was what really helped me. I wasn't even prepared for this, because it was my friend that shared the voucher with me, and I'm like, oh, let me just take this opportunity to study and get this certificate down, because currently I'm not even doing anything cloud. And so when I had a chance at ALX, I just decided that once I have the certificate, let me just go and top up and switch to cloud when I'm done. So basically, that is it. But I feel that if we are able to, we need to just understand their concepts when they're explaining. When they're explaining the things, it's just like what we have in the module. I know that some of you guys say that you are confused with some of their explanations and all that, but just relax, take your time. I understand we go to work and all that, and so sometimes when we come back, we might be quite tired and in a rush. We just want to clear what we have to do on the portal. But let's try and take our time and absorb whatever that we are watching in the video. And so what I also do is that, all of us have different ways of learning. I usually write when I'm learning. I make sure that I'm writing out what is in my mind. I'm writing out whatever they are saying. And so I read through it again and write again, so that it sticks in my mind. You might have a different way of learning. And so let's use the best approach that we use in learning, so that we'll be able to grasp much. It's a lot. I understand the concepts are plenty, but I believe that if you set your mind to do it, we should be able to do it. So basically, that is it. That's it for me. I don't know if anybody has any questions to ask.
Oh, okay, that's great. I'm just interested in, I think you said you wrote it on September 2022.
December.
Oh, December. Okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't when I think PSNV, or I think an organization, was doing a promo like that. I spoke about it some time ago, because I know quite a few people, especially women, who wrote
So what
that way.
happened is that I think that my former boss has signed up to Amazon, AWS something. And so he attends their webinars and conferences and all that. And he was given the vouchers. And so he shared it among us in his team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So finally, we have somebody who took online. So, all those of you who are considering online, I think you have some vim now.
Me, I feel that the online is better because, well, I don't know how the on-site will be like. I'm sure there will be vigilators and all that, but
Oh yes, I told you guys, online is better for me because the time I'll use to leave my house to the service center, I'll use that time to revise whilst I've set up my room waiting for the exams. I wrote my Oracle Cloud Instructure as online, and all that the guy did was just watch me on the screen, and it's a private browser, which you have to just close all the apps on your desktop, and you just open that specific browser, because if you have any other apps running in the background, the app will notify them, and the instructor that close these apps before you can proceed.
Yeah, that's true.
No, yes, we like in person.
See, this one is it's between you and your EFIFO.
Because
ECG is shaking.
Between
Charlie,
you and your EFIFO.
Don't use
If your EFIFO are very cool people and calm, you can do it, you can do yours in your corner. That's for us, our EFIFO.
Yeah, so I also wrote mine at my workplace because the distractions, they don't want to hear any sound around.
You see, so that is it.
My place there, the distractions were too much.
If you
I
live
have
where
my
I
kids
live, you
around,
know that.
and all that. They don't want to see anything. They don't want to see anything. No paper, no TV, nothing. They just do not want to see anything.
So where do I put my TV?
How many minutes now will it take you to drive to the center? You need to revise. You have how many weeks to revise?
They give you 30 days to revise. You
don't revise. That 20 minutes you could take revise. You do for your house. Light on ban. I mean.
So
if you get gen, they are fine.
If you for hear that you want to get Charlie, if you for hear that you want to get AWS, no, that Charlie, this matter they talk. I get some files for here. Anytime I do afternoon meeting, if that time then they go come.
They go
Oh.
I feel your pain.
But I never get my voucher yet, so I just shocked.
You go get down.
So you know get down.
So you know get down. We know the shade people for the group is.
You don't mind now. You the shading body.
I'm begging to talk to myself too. I never get down.
Okay, Maggie, thank you very much.
Maggie, at least you know the Kai questions. So, bro, I wrote
a moment.
Let me be frank with you. Me, all these things that you guys are doing, once in a while I come and spy. Me, I'm just going through the model. I'll be honest with you. These things that you are learning, when you are done, you forget.
That's it.
Much especially when you're not using it.
I wrote Oracle. I don't remember a single thing.
I'm telling you, you forget it.
Forget. More examples.
The only thing I can remember is the availability zones and the regions are the same with Oracle.
Yes.
Are the same with Oracle.
But coming down guys, a moment, you make you continue the come.
Coming down to EC2 database and those things.
Some things will stick all right, but it's not. You remember everything. Questions are what on 31st December last year. You don't remember.
When I finished and I saw that I passed, the way I was happy. I left my what do you call it? My watch. I left my passports. I left everything.
Excitement.
I tell you, I left everything on. So I had to call to check if someone was around to take it and keep it safe for me.
Wow.
Because the stress I went through to make sure that everything is, okay in the room I was using, it wasn't that easy. I expected it though.
Well, some of us, we don't
Online
have. My job site is very noisy. My house is noisy. Everywhere is noisy. So some of us, we don't have
on
the
site.
choice.
Myself, I will go right to my own site.
Hey, chairman.
Not the one right time online, but the way these people do this, them this thing this afternoon, they be like they discourage me or.
Charlie. The thing is, be very.
Who they go right this Saturday, no?
Dr. Sebs.
Somebody they write this Saturday.
No,
I like tomorrow.
Dr. Sebs the right time. Dr. Sebs the right time 8 a.m. Monday.
Oh, okay.
This Monday, no.
Sebs, you go and memorize the questions, eh?
Oh, that guy go memorize them. He go memorize all the questions.
Then you can't tell me, because
you can't tell me.
That be the necessary part too. Who
yeah.
retentive memory will save me.
Dr. Sebs way get that retentive memory.
Yeah, but it is possible you not get the same question, so.
Oh yeah, but we might get similar.
But we'll get similar.
Quarter loaf of bread is better than nothing.
You get.
Some people figure the same questions. Me and Isaac will get the same questions.
Are there some Nigerian AWS group inside there? I don't feel love guy. Bro, now vibes them now cruise this podcast, you
know. Who?
Some Nigerian ALX cloud computing group there, somebody add me for inside.
If you WhatsApp or
WhatsApp, Cruise or Cruise or I know they see any questions. Oh, I was expecting questions, so I know they see any questions.
They take Takashi go Remlet in then campus, Charlie.
Then go right them good for mathematics. I mean, mathematicians
All right, so Charlie, more continue. All right, so
Margaret, thank you very much.
You're welcome, guys.
So we'll see you at the other side.
Yes, I'm waiting for you at the other side. Even me, they said I need to confirm my certificates with AWS. So I'll do that when.
I don't want to send a picture of how you did it.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
All right, thank you.
All right, my dear.
All right.
Bye. Bye.
We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay, so guys, we'll move. All right, so yes, we talk about the networking components, right? There's CloudFront that uses the edge location. So CloudFront is like our neighborhood postman, right? He takes letters and then distributes them. They talk like a day of tea.
Yeah, who neighborhood postman?
The neighborhood postman who takes the letters and then distributes it to the individual post boxes of each block, right? Route 53 is a DNS service, right? That's, also routes to nearest locations for. So DNS is mostly like a domain name service, right? That's basically
it. So basically converts the domain names to IP addresses. So
IP addresses.
So computers can speak to each other.
Right. And their city presence, they say they have like presence across 30 countries. And yes, the CloudFront also uses the edge locations and then it caches content. I think this one we've talked about it, where it caches content for frequently access content, right? Just like how I say likes Course Explorer. So CloudFront will just be caching content on Course Explorer for exactly. And then the benefit of the cloud infrastructure, elasticity and scalability, it's fault tolerance, and then it also needs like minimum human intervention, right? When it's, it's highly available, right? That's basically it. And then these are the service categories. So this one there, the ones I go fit explain, I go explain. The ones I no go fit, I will give to Dr. Sebs.
Zoom in your documents more. Make some of organize.
This might be Baba G. I will do that in go rep this part.
I hope it's clear now.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, so they have storage services, S3 for object storage, EBS for block storage with encryption. So the EBS has like encryption. So anytime you see a question that somebody wants to like store data or store data with encryption included, then you are looking at what EBS, right? There is also EFS, which is a network file system, and then Glacier for archival storage. So these are the scope of, the modules that they told us. The modules that we are watching. These are the few storage services that we should focus on. And there are compute services, which the EC2 is like a virtual machine. It's like your computer that you use, right? So the virtual version is the EC2. There is EC2 auto scaling service that adds or remove instances when needed or according to demand. And there's container services for that is okay, Prince.
I beg the storage, no.
Right.
How many of them get the encryption?
Okay, so EFS gets. So for now, I only know of EBS. I'm not sure of EFS. But so far, all the questions that I've met on storage with encryption, and if it is one, it's EBS. The answer is always EBS.
Okay.
Right. So okay, so let me explain one thing. So for S3, right? In as much as the object that you store in S3 by default is not visible to the public, but that doesn't mean that it is encrypted. You get it? So there are two sides to it. The fact that it's not available for public access does not mean it is what encrypted. It's just not visible for the public. You have to allow for it to be seen publicly. EBS, in as much as probably is public, but you will need like a key, an access key, to be able to access it. I hope that is clear. So the compute services too, there is EC2, there is ECS, that is a container service. There is ECR for Docker Container Registry. There's Lambda for serverless compute. There's Kubernetes and Fargate. Fargate is also a serverless container compute. So these ones there, as somebody said, we just have to understand it. But the questions will actually like bring them out. So once we get into the questions, we'll get to know some of them.
Okay, what be Kubernetes?
Somebody who it was a Dr. Seps explain. No, this guy Sided explain Kubernetes. You go off.
Jason, no, I don't want to talk.
Telling you that you not forget to. Right now we are trying to get a letter.
Well, beg, does anybody know what Kubernetes is?
Yeah, what's Kubernetes? Let me just look it up real quick.
That name they come up a lot, so it's a very good prompt to use it and collect right now because it's quite very popular. That name they come up.
So from Google, it says Kubernetes automates operational tasks of container management, and it includes built-in commands for deploying applications, roll out changes to your applications, scaling your applications up and down to fit changing needs, monitoring your applications, and more. So it's like it's make it easier for you to manage your application.
So it's an automated service.
Yes. So it's like an automated container service.
Okay. I think that is the keyword we should try. Remember, automated container service.
Service, right?
Like the lady said earlier on, there are keywords to look out for in the questions. Once you have those keywords down, when you see, no matter how much they twist it, no matter how much they dance around it, when you find those keywords, you know what they're talking about.
Exactly.
Okay. Does it mean that Elastic Container Service is not automated?
Maybe one might be manual, the other one is automated. So I think we may need to really distinguish between the two.
That's the point of the discussion.
All right, so let me also look at
I think we forget ChatGPT or something on standby. So
yeah.
if questions like this come up now, then we just go fast.
Okay, so
fast.
Jason, we could delegate you maybe do that for you.
I
Just
don't
you
get machine pop right now. So okay, but okay, all right. Then I will try to say I will keep up. I know like I do on machine, I will feed the multitask, but I will try with the phone. So I'm gonna hear you guys.
Your phone will not be Nokia, it will be multitask.
I think how. You go feed the carry on so that
Yeah, carry on.
All right, so there are database services as well. The Amazon IDS, which is a managed relational database, Amazon Aurora for high performance relational database. There is Redshift for data warehousing, and then Amazon DynamoDB for NoSQL database. So the difference between the NoSQL and then relational database is that the NoSQL stores data in a key value pair, right? So maybe you have like key 1, and then so if I want to store an information about, let's say, Prince, or all of us here, I could just give Prince like key 1, and then his name, his address, his phone number, his email is there. 2, sided will come 3, Dr. Seps 4, or kind like that, right? That is how key value pair works. And then for relational database, we'll have the list of, so if names, we have all the names here. If we phone numbers, we have the phone numbers here, right? So we'll be able to, from a table, we'll be able to select probably just names and phone numbers, right? We'll be able to search for just names and phone numbers from a relational database. But for a NoSQL, when we just type, we'll need the keys but if you want specific information, I think there is a technology called scanning. You will have to scan in for this information. And the networking and content delivery service.
The NoSQL, it go feel be like the way some schools, they senior high school, like the students or then give them numbers for them.
Yes, so if you type the ID, right? So those numbers identifies the students, and then every information about them. Get it? So student number 1, and then name, address, everything is there. Student number 2, like that. So it's just a key value pair, right? And then we have the network and content delivery services. So the VPC, your virtual private cloud. So it's just your own compartment of the cloud, right? And there is load balancing. Load balancing looks at how it balances the workloads to instances, right? So let's say you have 3 instances running, and then the load balancing makes sure that the weight or the workloads is distributed equally to them. Amazon CloudFront, as I explained earlier, is a content delivery network using cache edge locations, right? And then there's a transit gateway that enables customers to connect their VPCs and their on-premises networks to a single gateway. There's Route 53, a domain service. We have explained that one too. And then Direct Connect is for dedicated network connection. So the Direct Connect is like I have my on-prem service or my on-prem infrastructure, and I have an infrastructure on the cloud. Direct Connect lets me connect both without using the public internet. And the AWS VPN just allow me to have an encrypted connection through the public internet, right, to my on-prem and then my cloud infrastructure. So that is the difference between the two. So Direct Connect, there's no internet factor or public internet factor. And then VPN has internet factor, but an encrypted connection. And there is also the identity and then security, identity, and compliance service. That is the IAM, Identity and Access Management. I think yesterday we talked about these two. And there is Amazon Cognito, that is a user authentication service, right? So I don't know how this works, but if an authentication service is just to identify who you are, what you know, and then what you have, right? So what is who you are, your username, and then your password. And if there is a multi-factor authentication enabled, it might also ask you to provide a multi-factor authentication key, right? And there is Amazon Artifact that has all the Amazon security and then compliance reports, and you are also able to select online agreements. Right. Online access agreements, right? So all this, if you want privacy statements, security and compliance report, all those things, you can use the Amazon Artifact to get all of them. And there is KMS, that is Amazon Key Management Service. This service handles your encryption keys, your access keys, your security keys, and then all those things. And Amazon Shield also protects your infrastructure from distributed denial of service attacks. Distributed denial of service attack is like this. So I would want to attack a system, or somebody want to attack a system, but they wouldn't want to do it from one source. So they use multiple source, multiple IPs. They will send a plenty requests, right, to one system, which will deny legit users from accessing the service, right? So more times you have a website crashing. It could be somebody orchestrating a denial of service attack, right? So there is a denial of service and there is distributed denial of service. So the distributed comes from multiple IP addresses, whilst denial of service just comes from like one source. There's also cost management service, the cost and usage reports, the AWS budget, and then the cost explorer. We spoke about this one too yesterday. And then management and governance service. Yes, the management console as the graphic user interface for managing your AWS infrastructure. There is AWS config for your resource tracking. There is CloudWatch for monitoring your infrastructure. There is auto scaling that helps you add or remove resources as and when needed. There's a CLI, that is another interface that you can use to access your AWS console or AWS infrastructure. There is Trusted Advisor that helps in optimization. I think Bridget said that it's a service that kind of look out for you, right? Like, you didn't do this thing right, you have to do it this way. Okay, if you deploy or spin up just one or two instances, that will help you save costs. And there is a well-architected tool, and there's also CloudTrail for audit trails or activity tracking. So these are the various services and then the service categories that AWS offers. That's basically about the AWS Global Infrastructure. So there's a practice question here. What's the answer to this one? I've not reviewed the answer, but we should know the answer. Let me go to the chat. Type your answer.
Yeah.
So which component of the AWS Global Infrastructure does Amazon CloudFront use to ensure low latency delivery? Please type your answers in the box. We have 27 people. I want to see 27 answers. Selassie, AK, great. Edge locations. Okay, good. Sita, Rosemont, Svida, great. I want to see 27 answers before we move on.
So, the girls you represent today.
I swear. And I'm happy.
Rosemont, Ivy, Vida. Oh, nice. Fine. Sita, the assistant class rep.
I swear. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12.
Hey.
No, this guy is Shada. This one, those of we are even about to get into the questions proper. No, this Eben, since CSD, it give wrong answers. So
Eben, please explain your answer, I beg. I want to
Eben,
make I understand.
yes, Eben, explain your answer. Explain your answer or go home.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, guys.
Is it if you what?
Edge location, sorry.
As you know,
So
Before they read the questions.
Hey.
Before they read the questions and then understand before. Okay, so yes.
The answer the question make my heart cut.
Yeah, so the answer is edge locations. That's P. Great. So today we will look at another set of questions. I think Judith shared. Let me hide this floating. The floating, but I know they won't hide them because if I define them, I they struggle. Was it AWS? Okay, no. So people say we should wait on the CLO2, right?
I mean, they say Monday. Oh.
Yeah. They say Monday. So let me find another one. Okay. So this one, Judith shared this link. Okay, wait. The one that Sided shared. That was Exam Pro, right? This one. Oh.
Exam Pro.
Okay, so this is the this is also CLFC01. So this is a breakdown of submit. Okay, great. So let's get into it. Can you all see?
Yeah, we can see.
Eben, so is it the question Eben the so we should.
Yes, okay.
No,
you catch the on-site do like that, but
we like the variety, but if we explain, we say for sure they put a variety of answers, if we explain now. Okay, so guys, let's get into Rosemond, don't sleep. Please.
I'm not.
Yes,
I'm
go and drink water, wash your face. And after all 9 shades, you put your leg in water. Okay, so you have a mission critical application that must be globally available at all times. If this is the case, which of the below deployment mechanisms would you employ? So I think this one we will not be able to see the correct answers till we finish. Yeah. So let the answers flow. So somebody says 3, deployment to multiple availability zones. Eben Matt, okay. Guys, type your answer. Sita. Sita also says 3. Interesting. Well, I want to see more answers. So
if you increase the font size a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Sita says A. Okay, so Sita has changed her answer. Ellie says 2, multiple regions. Okay. David also says 2. Abdullah says 2. Okay. All right. So those who chose 3, come and explain your answer. Those who chose 2 to explain your answer. Arnold also says 2. Kabute 2. Okay, so now 2 is the majority. All right. So kindly explain, then we'll choose. We have 89 minutes. 90 minutes. So when it ends, we are going to be cut off. So let's hurry up.
Hello.
Yeah, please. You can explain.
Please,
Go
I
ahead.
don't know. I'm using my phone. It seems I'm not seeing right. Please, my answer is the second option, right? It's not A.
Okay, so that's
Okay, so if the second option, explain why.
Also explain. Yeah, since
why do you want me to explain? You're always asking me to explain. You just want me to explain because it's me. Yeah, I mean to multiple regions so that it's available to not just, it's not restricted to one area. It's available in worldwide. It's global, right? That was globally.
Yes. Yeah, so I agree with her. So the keyword here is what? Globally available, right?
Exactly.
If you deploy to multiple availability zones, availability zones are within a region. So yes, it doesn't go outside that region. Get it? And you might also want to argue that yes, so you deploy to another availability zone in another region. It doesn't work that way, right? You have to like deploy in multiple regions. So the correct answer is this. The next question, which of the following can be used to protect against DDoS attacks? This one will be cheap. Moku go. 2 answers. We are selecting 2. 2 answers. The answers are not coming. We are selecting 2 answers. Yes. Okay. So 2 and 4. AK says 4. Abdul says 4. Eli 2, 4. Right. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. Okay. So yes, that is correct. So the AWS Shield, and we know that EC2 is an instance. ELB is a load balancer. All right. So Shield and then Shield Advance. Good. Which of the following are the right principles when designing cloud-based system? We are selecting 2 as well. Let's go. We have used as many services as possible, assume everything will fail, build tightly coupled components, and then build loosely coupled components. So 2 and 4. Jason says 2 and 3. Abute 2 and 3. Prince says 2 and 4. Arnold says 1 and 3. Okay, great. I like the varieties. Rosemont says 2 and 4. Oh, Judith is not here. Huh?
Judith, we should get 90-something%.
No, Charlie. Yeah, she's not here today. So Ellie says 1 and 2. Okay, so let's start from the top, right? And now we are also looking at what the rights principles. So when you are looking at the rights principles, you are looking at high availability. You're also looking at cost savings, right? In as much as you would want to use like as many services as possible, this is not like right, because it might help you. It might end up making you spend a lot than you are supposed to, right? And assuming everything will fail, yes, will put you on your toes. That, I mean, you'll be able to what? You will design like an effective system, a fault tolerant system. So that is tightly coupled components isn't ideal for building. Like, it's not the right principle, but the principles of a good design. You might want to build a loosely coupled so that you reduce the interdependencies, right? So that if one system fails, if it's tightly coupled, it means that one system is dependent on the other. So if it fails, it might not, the other one might not function. So you might want to build loosely coupled components. Right. So a company does not want to manage their database. Which of the following services is a fully managed NoSQL database? I talked about it not long ago. So let's take MapReduce, DynamoDB, Oracle RDS, AWS RDS. So Jason says 4, Prince says 2, Arnold says 2, Rosemont 2, Sita 2, Ellie says 2. Jason, you have changed your answer. Is it because the majority chose 2? Okay, you corrected it. Okay, that's fine. All right, NoSQL. Yeah, so we are looking at a fully managed and NoSQL, and DynamoDB is. So immediately you see RDS, then it is out of the NoSQL scope, right? This one there is the odd one out.
What is MapReduce?
MapReduce. All right. Okay, so it was previously called Elastic MapReduce. It's a managed cluster that simplifies running big data frameworks such as Apache Hadoop, Apache Spark. Okay, to process and analyze vast amount of data. I know the BAP. Which AWS service allows for distribution of incoming application traffic across multiple EC2 instances? Fast. All right. ELB, yes, Jason says ELB, Rosemont says ELB. Charlie, before we go past the thing. Sita, yes. Okay, yes, so the answer is ELB, Elastic Load Balancer. Okay. Which of the following benefits does consolidated billing provide in AWS organizations? The benefit consolidated billing provide in AWS organizations. So they have expanded geographic coverage of AWS services, improved security and access control across multiple accounts, enhanced resource utilization and performance, and a simplified payment process with a single bill payment method. Okay, so 444, right, that's simplified. Good. We are literally about 7 people. Yes, okay. I mean, giving the answers. I want plenty. We are 28. We are plenty, guys. And you people at the background, you should stop doing this thing. And one can start typing, so I had one type. Yeah, just can't kasana mube. All right. Yeah, so a simplified payment process with a single bill and payment method. That's correct. You responsana be. Which of the following is the amount of storage that can be stored in the simple storage service? Bridget has gone to sleep or what? I'm not seeing her answers again. She answered the first few questions and then that was it.
And now she did on.
Now she did on.
Unlimited.
Maybe she tired. Which amount of storage that can be stored in a simple storage service? Okay, yes, virtually unlimited. That's true.
Where I say you did.
Oh, you think that she go join? What should they take? There's some questions due. Okay, so what's AWS tool? Lets you view and analyze your cost and usage. Okay. All right, so this good. This one says there's no distractor here. So what is the service provided by AWS that lets you host domain name systems? We talked about this one today too.
But Isaac, if putting the case answer, are you intentionally giving clues?
No, I don't know where this Kesa thing came from. So
make it blink for there, no. Make it blink for it.
So anytime I open any website, like wherever I'll click, the Kesa is there. But I don't know where it came from. I'm not ready to also go and look through my plugins and then take them off.
Okay.
So that's Route 52. So it should be there. When I'm tired, I'll just uninstall Chrome and then install it again. So what service helps you aggregate logs from your EC2 instance. Let's look at this well. The keyword here is aggregate.
CloudTrail.
One. Wow. So let me explain, and we'll see where they follow the cursor blinking. Charlie, you people shouldn't follow the cursor blinking, please. Now let me explain this. What does CloudTrail does? CloudTrail just kind of monitor activities, right? But here,
Audit logger.
So there is a service. Yes, it's kind of an audit logger. But the aggregate here is like it helps you combine like all the logs from your EC2 instance. So let's see if you are still convinced. I'll still go with the majority's answer. So far, 1 is the majority. You are free to change your answer anyway.
Yeah, I think it's CloudWatch log.
So S3 and SQS are out because those ones. So here there's a correct answer and there's a distractor. So the correct answer is CloudWatch logs, right? So with CloudWatch, CloudWatch monitors your EC2 instance and then checks for things that are not right. So at the end, you are able to get all those reports. You get the analytics of it. So the logs here was just to distract you for you to think that it's CloudTrail.
Actually, CloudWatch logs even the CloudTrail logs.
Logs, exactly.
Those logs. Yeah.
Exactly. So which of the following services is a serverless compute offering from AWS?
But why the answers? Why them all go do it like that? Hey, sorry.
Okay, so the answer is 2. Lambda. So EC2, yes, it's not a serverless. EC2 itself is a server. SNS is a notification service or a messaging service. SQS is also a queuing service. So what does Amazon EC2 provide? All right, so Jason says 3. Arnold says 3. Prince says 1. Ellie says 2. Vida says 2. Eben 2. Michael 2. Okay, so the majority is 2. So look at the answer at the end of this one. But physical servers, yes, they are out. Computer clusters, yes, it's definitely not a cluster of computers. And it's definitely not this one. So yes, I also agree that the answer is 2. It's the second one. But I think at the end we'll be able to see the explanation. So or the correct answers. Which of the following storage mechanisms can be used to store messages effectively? Which can be used across distributors? So we are looking at storing messages effectively and then across distributed systems. So, okay, so Prince says 2. More answers. 2, but I don't know why. That's fine, Sita. Mordecai 2. Ellie says 2. Any other? Eben also says 2, but he doesn't know why. You people should know. Oh. Okay. Okay. If your light go off. What is this? In light go
The
off.
network no good. The network no.
It says it's light out at this place.
Please, you have light.
Okay, Arnold also says, hey, where Sita, you see what you've caused. Now everybody says I don't know why. I don't know why. Okay, David.
See your life.
David say he has no idea. Okay, so 3, EBS is for block storage, right? Block storage, and then Glacier is for archiving. EBS snapshot are for backup purposes or to take images of your EC2 server, or sorry, your volume, right? SQS, as I said, is what? A messaging service, so a queuing messaging service. So this is the right answer. It's used to store messages. So a queuing service is like, so you see when you go to, those of you they buy pizza, then KFC, then things, or them all, no? You see when you go, they take your... You go to the...
Those guys, they are very tricky.
Yeah.
Used across distributed systems. That's where my mind forgetting that there's messages in the question.
Exactly. So they will take your orders, right? So these orders are messages that goes into the order system, right? The system. So it will store them one after the other and then start processing them. You get it? So it takes the order and then it will send it to those who are preparing the food. They'll start preparing. When they finish, they also, update the status of the order, and you'll be able to see that whether the order is ready. So that's kind of simple, like a simple queuing system, right? So when working on the costing for on-demand EC2 instances, which of the following attributes determine the cost of the EC2 instance? I'll read it again. When working on the costing for on-demand EC2 instances, which of the following attributes determine the cost of the EC2 instance? So we are selecting 3. So Prince says 2, 3, 4. Sita says last 3. Yes, David says 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Right, so yes, obviously, yes, Rosemont says 2, 3, 4. Ivy, 2, 3, 4. Arnold, Kabute. Good. Right, so yes, the location type. Vida says I agree with them. That's fine. So the location type, we made mention that the prices vary according to region. So yes, the location type. And then the instance type. When you are choosing the instance type, okay, by elimination, that's fine. So the instance type also like determines their cost, right? And then the machine image type. Good. Which of the following services helps provide a connection from on-premises infrastructure to resources hosted in the AWS cloud? We are choosing 2. So here we are choosing 2. So
direct connection VPC.
Who said it? I want to know the person. Jason. So
I know
are they,
so.
so are they, so so I read the question again. Which of the following services help provide a connection from on-premises infrastructure to resources hosted in the AWS cloud? So you are looking at your on-premises to the cloud.
So it's direct connection and a VPC.
We are selecting 2.
VPN.
I noticed something. So I should not do where I say people they follow my answer. So I noticed one thing. I say people they follow my answer. So sure. No, 2 and 3. 2 and 3. Oh boy.
So by elimination, subnet is out. It'll be 2 and 4. Now VPC in itself is like, so VPC is like your compartment in the cloud, right? So it also houses your resources like in a private space, just like what you have on your on-premises. So your on-premises is also a private space of, let's say you are in Tema, and then you have your data center in somewhere in Tema. So that place is your private cloud or your private data center. So in the cloud, your VPC is just like what you have on your on-prem. So they are they are also resources. Now for you to connect, you need the site-to-site VPN. So that is the AWS VPN, and then the AWS Direct Connect. The VPN lets you have encrypted connection through the public internet to your resources, and then the Direct Connect just have a direct connection, not through a dedicated connection to your resources to the cloud. So let us notice it. So the VPC is just a network, right? A network of your resources. So VPC is the bigger one. The subnet is the smaller compartment in your VPC, right? In order to predict the cost of moving resources from on-premises to the cloud, which of the following can be used? So here we are looking at cost prediction of moving resources from on-premises to the cloud. Which of the following can be used? Okay, so there is pricing calculator. So I think this one is obvious. There is no distractor here, right? So this one is a web application firewall. So out inspector it inspects your infrastructure or your EC2 instance. Trusted advisor is to help you, model your IT infrastructure. Consider best practices when modeling your infrastructure. So pricing calculator is the answer. There is a requirement to host a set of servers in the cloud for 3 months. This one. Which of the following purchasing options for AWS EC2 instances will be the most cost effective? So here we are looking at what? For just 3 months. You're hosting a set of servers for 3 months. And you want the purchasing option that will save the most costs. Okay, so Eben says 2, Kabute says 2, Sita says 2. And all says 4. Benji says 4. Okay, so okay, Team Genesis says 2. Jason says 1. Nice. I like it this way. Please, can you all can you all give explanations as to why, your choices? Those who chose 4. Okay, Jason, you explain your choice.
Okay. For me, I chose the 1 because it's like the partial upfront reserve instance.
Right.
So this one, you're not committing fully.
Okay.
You're just getting like 3 months. So it's a partial. You're reserving just a partial, committing to just 3 months of.
Okay, so
that's why I went for this.
Okay, so I understand your point.
It's a short-term commitment.
Okay, so I understand your point of view, but for partial upfront, in as much as you are paying part of it, you still be charged the rest. So for the partial upfront, what happens is that you still have to reserve for either 1 year or 3 years, right? Now, if you reserve for 1 year, you can choose to pay 3 months. That is partial upfront. But the rest of the months left in that 1 year or 3 year period, will be calculated at a discounted hourly rate. So you still pay the rest of the month, but just that the fee will be discounted. So you are still committing to 1 year, but just that you pay some part of it, and then the rest will be yes.
So it's like installment. They don't
exactly.
want to pay nothing. So
Exactly.
for you. So you still have the same time range that you're paying for. Only the installment will be separating the pricing.
Exactly.
Okay.
So yes. So the same as the no upfront. So for the no upfront, you are not paying anything like upfront, but the cost will be calculated. So whether you use it or you don't use it, you will still be billed at the end of the cycle, right? For the 1 year or the 3 years. So they will calculate it.
So if I understand it, the thing is, for the reserved instances, they are only minimum is 1 year, and then the max, like you can go from 1 year or 3 years.
Yes.
So the reason the answer is not reserved instances is because it was mentioned that 3 months.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. And also the other keyword is cost effective, the most cost effective.
Cost effective. Right. So now let's look at why and on demand is also not the answer, because for on demand, you are not sure. You don't know. You get it? So on demand is like
I think it's on demand.
On demand is clear to go on.
Yeah, so
I
on
think
demand
it's on demand.
Okay, Adekam.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so on demand is pay as you go. So you are not sure of your, like, you can't predict your usage, right? So you are paying as you go. But spot instance is like, okay, Charlie, I didn't hear this for like 2 weeks, for 3 weeks. So you give me. You bab, and then let me use. So that is the spot instance. So you are able to know that, okay, I will need this, but I will not need it for like a long time. And for that one, you can save up to like there is up to 90% discount on it.
Okay, so this is my explanation.
Right.
Spot instances, what I know about spot instances is that it is like they are for applications or instances where you don't really need them running or you don't need them available all the time. So because spot instances can be taken from you with a 2 minutes
yes
message.
Notice,
yes. So if you use spot instances and then they are taking it from you within those 3 months, what do you do? You get my point. So I feel it is on demand instances because you know it is 3 months, it's predicted that you know you're going to use it for 3 months. So for those 3 months, if you want to launch one instance and then see if it will be scaled to 3 or whatever, you just do the basic, the minimum, you just spin up the minimum one and they make it run, and then if anything has to be scaled for that 3 months, and then I think that would be the most cost effective. But let's just select one and see.
Right. So okay, so I think majority chose. I think we need to look at some keywords in the question, right? One of them is most cost effective. I feel the on-demand instances best answers the question. Well, the most cost effective, when we're actually talking about the most cost effective, the spot instance is the most cost effective according to the the instances.
Yes, but the 3 months there, you see, the question says there is a requirement to host a set of servers in the cloud for 3 months.
Right.
So it means the requirement is that they have to be there and they have to be available for 3 months. And spot instances does not guarantee availability. You see, spot instances are for applications and instances which do not require availability. You can be okay if they go off.
Which of them has to do with the bidding?
That's the spot instances.
So that one cry you bid. It is when your bid the instance is at a low where your bid is the highest, then they give it to you.
Yes, and when you are outbidded, they take it from you.
Then they take it from you. So I don't think it's the most
but then that one also, I think there's also a factor that you choose the, what's it called, the interruption behavior. You are also able to choose the interaction behavior. So either the instance will either terminate, stop, or hibernate, depending on the interruption behavior
but you need
that
it
you
to
will
run
choose.
for 3 months. So if it's not, the 3 months is not up, What would you want it to hibernate? That's the question.
Okay. So you
I also agree it's on demand because of the specified time stated, the 3 months.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
we are
and also
going to use this at this very particular time. So I also think it's on demand.
okay, so let's use on demand. All right, so what is a document that provides a formal statement of one or more permissions? So there is resource, there is policy, there is role, there's permission. Okay, so the keyword here is document, right? So here there is a correct answer and there is a distractor.
Yeah.
policy always goes with document.
All right, so the correct answer is policy. So you are planning to serve a web application on the AWS platform by using EC2 instance. Which of the below principles would you adapt to ensure that even if some of the EC2 instances crashes, you still have a working application? This one.
Fault tolerant.
Yeah, man. Okay, great. The way the answer is coming fast, I like it out. Okay, so yes, fault tolerance. I mean, the rest of them, yeah, kind of, they give themselves out. So, oh, sorry. Which security feature can be used in a VPT subnet to protect against incoming traffic requests? You should bring the answer. I've not selected the answer. I was just clicking it.
ACL.
Okay, so yes, 222. Yes, so that is NAC, the knuckle. The knuckle works at the subnet level. The security groups work at the instance level. Good.
You go sweep, and sweep. Yeah, that's
yes, it means that Charlie, you people they catch up. This one will go pass. You did. AWS provides a storage option known as Amazon S3 Glacier. What is this AWS service designed for? You are choosing two. Right, that's a 2 and the second one didn't come either.
2 and 4.
Why? Okay, I need the feed type.
I don't feed.
So yes, that's 2 and 4. Infrequently accessed data and then data archives. Right. We have 53 minutes. And then we have answered how many questions? This is the 22nd question. We are now on the 22. So what is the concept of an AWS region?
Why Bendy?
They will answer like 90. David, it's 65 questions. So yeah.
Geography.
Yeah, so the keyword geographical area. So, but please make sure you also read the answers because you might see geographical area, but what is added might be.
It will shock you.
2 is becoming plenty. Why? I mean, it looks like, I mean, it's somebody who programmed his website. So most definitely he decided to put the correct answers in. Just like even on the skill builder website yesterday, most of the answers were in AC. So I mean, it's maybe a human kind of thing. So which of the following features is normally presented in all AWS support plans? The Prince, you shouted on me. I'm a shy type, you know.
Who does?
Hey Ben.
Oh.
Hey Ben, party, hey Ben, pa.
Oh, wait a minute, sorry.
I'm a shy type. Okay, yeah, so 247 access to customer care is present in all of the support plans. Which of the following is AWS services? Which of the following is AWS services? Oh, allow you to build a data warehouse on the cloud.
Hey, another one.
Yes, data warehouse. We spoke about it too. I think today when we were looking at the service, I remember I said something of data warehousing.
The way it's in the yes.
Maybe some way. So yes, that's Redshift. So Snowball, I said it aids in data migration. That is when you have like petabyte of data that you would want to transfer, but you can't transfer it via the internet. Amazon can bring you the Snowball for you to put your data on. You send it back to them, and then they will do the upload for you. A storage gateway is more or less like I don't do AWS before. David, what's up?
Look at they read. They read like yeah, no deep.
EMR, I don't know what EMR is. So Charlie, how we go do out? Thank you. We did learn.
Yeah, man, I don't see before, sir.
Okay, so which of the following IAM identities allow an application deployed on an EC2 instance to write data to S3 in a secure manner? So make I read this for you again. Nana, how we go do the pressure AWS they give me for learn. Which of the following IAM identities allow? So we are looking at an IAM identity. Allow an application. So we are also looking at an application that have a write access, right? To write data to S3 in a secure manner. Anode is 3. I'm not sure why. Okay, so anode is not 3. So IAM groups is like having there's this in Active Directory. Yes, it's group, right? So you have like roles. Yes, you have groups that you group. Yeah, you are just grouping an account under, so more or less like an organizational unit, and then users are individual users. Now here we can look at a distractor. A distractor is IAM permissions, right? And roles. So roles are kind of they are temporal. There's a key another word, temporal something that you resume, right, to do a task. When you are done, you let go of that role. Right, it happens in our offices. So let's say you send in those who use CMRs and then ERPs, right? You send in a leave request, or there is something that needs to be approved by your boss. But your boss is out of office, so he will tell you that okay, either go to my office, use my PC, and then approve, or use my logins, which is not advisable. Use my logins when you finish, log out, or go use my PC at the office and then do it. So when you are done, you just exit. So at that moment that you are given that elevated role, you resume that temporal role, right? When you are done, you leave your boss office. So at that moment, you are your boss. When you leave there, you come back to your usual, yes, so temporal position to fulfill and perform an operation, exactly. So it's a role. So the application will resume that temporal position to write to the S3, and then after that, he will be relieved of that role as well. When using on-demand instances in AWS, which of the following statements is false? Is false regarding the cost for the instance. So the keyword is what? False. Right? It's false regarding what cost. So we are looking at what is false regarding cost, for instance. So pay for compute capacity by the hour. You have to pay the termination fees if you terminate the instance. No long-term commitment. You pay upfront cost for the instance. Okay, Okain says 1 and 4. Angela says 1 and 2. So I have 1 and 4. I have 1 and 2. We have 2 and 4. Sita says 2 and 4. Jason says 1 and 2. Arnold says 1 and 2.
Guys, are we reading the question? And I me with my eyes new.
David says 1 and 2. Please, let's read the question. Let's read the question. So we are saying that which of the statement is false? 1 and 2 are true. Sorry, 1 is true in the context of cost. You pay for the compute capacity by the hour or second. Right? So you are paying for the hour, but there's no cost for termination fees. If you terminate an instance, you don't pay for it. And yes, no long term is true in terms of cost. And then upfront cost, you don't pay any upfront cost for the instance. Wait, so it's
Benji's
this
on
one.
fire.
Yeah, Benji, they on fire. So it's 2 and then 4. Right? So these are the false statements as far as cost is concerned. Your light come.
Say you get light.
Nah, you know come.
We say, yeah, we
okay.
say like go.
You know come. They tried the hotspot, but you know the job better. So
Charlie.
It come at the end, they go small. It come then they go small. So at the first join small.
Charlie, and small. Which of the following AWS services can assist you with cost optimization?
Cost optimization.
Let me see if we have time. We have 44 minutes. Okay, I think we can finish. Charlie?
Yeah, 90 minutes is plenty.
90 minutes. 1 hour, 30 minutes is plenty.
Charlie, you know plenty because some of the questions, bro, me I know the seat up. I'm not gonna lie
to you. Becoming that was. Yeah.
But it be good. It's good say you will still make error for you to learn.
Yeah.
And make the kind of errors to go cost.
So a more reason why we try like they explain the ones we understand. So say Charlie.
You go learn.
Exactly. Because you see, if you say they want you like there's the questions plenty, you can forget some of them. But if you're able to like understand them. So cost optimization, yes, that's trusted advisor, right? Inspector checks for security vulnerabilities. Shield protect against distributed denial of service. Web application firewall is, yes, as the name goes, firewall. So it's a firewall that protects your web applications. Which of the following AWS managed database service? All right, so here we are looking at a managed database service that provides processing power that is up to 5 times faster than a traditional MySQL database. So we are looking at a MySQL database here. So Angela says 2. AK says 2. Sita says AB 2. Oh, it was the same situation yesterday. Oh. ANC, sir. Yes, that's Aurora. Right? So Aura like works with Postgre SQL. Dynamo is no SQL. Right? MariaDB is also like a database. MariaDB is actually like a traditional database service. So this is CLF01. And then yes, Aurora, like when we are talking about speed, that is Aurora. Yeah, so Benji, this is CLF 01. No, you can't switch. That is how it is. No, it's not even about the number. It's just the position of the answers. You get it?
If you switch guys, it will be
Yeah, it's still BB. There is a requirement to move a 10 TB data warehouse to the AWS cloud. Which of the following is an ideal service which can be used to move this amount of data to the AWS cloud? I'll say I don't know, but it's true. Yes, you don't know, but it's true. So yes, Direct Connect, we've spoken about Direct Connect. It helps you connect your on-prem infrastructure to your resources in the cloud. S3 connector, I don't know what it is. Multi-parts upload is like you, uploading your objects in different parts, like which chip, right? But yes, so yes, Mordecai gave a clue. Once it has snow inside there, exactly. Right. So once there's snow inside there, yes. So that's
they give you snowman as distractor. You go and select snowman.
Yeah. So AWS
Also,
had, yeah.
Boss Abego, what be the snow cone SSD?
Yeah. So that's what I'm coming to explain.
Oh,
so
thank you.
All right. So yeah. So there is Snow Mobile, there is Snow Cone, and there is another one, Snowball. Right.
Them
So
plenty rough.
is it?
Them plenty.
Yes. So for Snowcone SSD is let's say an upgraded version of the Snowcone. So Snowcone takes up to 8 petabytes. It is 8 terabytes of data, and Snowcone takes about, I think, 14 terabyte of data. And there's Snowball and there's Snow Mobile. So these are hardware. So these are hardwares that AWS themselves gives you. So you have 10 terabytes of data, you have your resources on the cloud, but you don't have like you will not be able to upload it, right, to the internet because of the size of the data. You need like a large internet data capacity. So you can tell Amazon that, hey, I have this amount of data that I want to move to my cloud, but I can't. So give me this device. So per the size or the capacity of your resources, they will ship that device to you, right, for you to upload it on it. So you just connect it to your physical PC, put the data on it, and then you will ship it back to them. Get it? Then they will now do the upload for you.
Isaac,
yeah,
this kind of system, do you think it's feasible in our part of the world?
So for our part, yes, we can use the snow. Is it the Snow Mobile? The Snow Mobile is a truck, so we cannot use it. You get it? But but for the Snow Cone, and then those are devices. I think the Snow Cone is a pen drive also. It looks like a flash drive, right? So they can ship it to you, put your data on, and then ship it back to them, and then they will now do the upload for you. I think in Africa, the only one that
there's a Snow Cone HDD and there's the SSD.
SSD.
Then the HDD is 8 gig, and this one is the 14 terabytes.
Yeah, so anything Snow is extra large data. Yes, but it depends on the context of the question too, right?
Extra large data being moved from on-prem
to the cloud. You have to look at something like that. Which of the following are attributes to the costing for using Amazon S3 simple storage service? So choose the answers from the options below. Which of the following are attributes to the costing? So we are looking at costing, how you are charged for using the S3 services. So we are choosing 2 and 4. So David says 2 and 4. AK says 4 and 2. Okay. Sita says 2 and 4. Jason says thinking 2 and 3. That is fine. Nana, who do you agree with? Is it Jason? Because 2 and 4, okay. Okay, so let's explain. Yeah, so Nee says 2 is certain. Can we just forget about the 2 thing and then look at the answers?
It will be the common denominator.
Charlie. Okay, so Jason, so you said 2 and 3. Yes, so 2 is correct. You are charged per gigabyte, right? Per gigabyte. But for 3, the number of buckets does not determine the cost. So you can have like 20 S3 buckets. If there is nothing in it, you are still not charged for it, right? But it's the storage class. So it's the data, the size of the data that you are charged for, right? So the total size in gigabyte is correct. And the storage class, so we talked about the standard IA. We talked about the what's the Glacier and then the Glacier Deep Archive. So these are the classes. The Deep Archive is the one that is
infrequent access.
Yes, infrequent access like data. So those ones are cheaper than the standard, right? The standard is expensive than the standard IA. The standard IA is expensive than the Glacier. The Glacier is expensive than the yes. It's the one zone, and then we come to the Glacier and then the Glacier Deep Archive. So the storage class. So these are the 2 factors.
Guys, I wanted to say something. If something the way you know the Bible, just write them down. Then after that, you just go look them up.
Yes. Then you look it up, right? You are exploring what services has offhand. You are exploring what services AWS has offhand. Now you have a large number of data sets that need to be processed. Which of the following services can help fulfill this requirement? I don't understand this one. I don't understand this question.
Yes, I'll go use elimination because.
Yes, so let's use elimination. So S3 is for storage, right? Glacier is also it's a storage class. It's an S3 storage class.
Yeah.
Right. The EMR, let me look at what is Amazon EMR.
I don't know what EMR is, but it is definitely not storage gateway.
Oh, sorry. So that's the map reduce.
You said it is used to. So this can help the large number of data sets that need to be processed. That one. That's what you read.
Yes, that's what I read. So that's EMR. Let me look at the
Elastic Map Reduce.
Yes. But how does map reduce do with storage processing?
It made them make sense. How did they name these things?
Okay, so the storage gateway is a hybrid cloud storage service that gives you on-premises access to virtually unlimited cloud resource.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay, so it's kind of, it lets you access your storage, like your AWS storage, do stuff with it without, rewriting whatever you have there.
I'll choose S3.
Oh, okay. But S3 it's like a storage service. It doesn't gives like data processing capabilities. All right. So you are running a web application. Yes, it's an object storage service. You are running a web application and you want to improve response times for data that is requested frequently. Which AWS service should you use to improve performance to frequently access data? Let's look at it well. I'm reading the question again. You are running a web application, and you want to improve response times for data that is requested frequently. So we are looking at frequently requested data. Which AWS service should you use to improve performance to frequently access data? So keyword here, a web application, and you want to improve response times for what? Data that is requested frequently. DynamoDB is a NoSQL. RDS is a database service. Amazon is a simple storage service. So in the context of the question, Amazon simple object, we don't have anything like simple object storage. Unless I stand to be corrected. Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah, I think the answer from the look of the keywords and by elimination, I'm thinking it's elastic cache.
Yes. So it's elastic cache because we are looking at, so when you are want to improve response times for frequently, so you are looking at frequently requested data, then you are looking at caching that data to the user. So it's the elastic cache. So when you are considering what? Response time. So yes, Eben has looked it up real quick. A fully managed Redis and Memcached compatible service delivering real-time cost-optimized performance for modern applications. Elastic Cache scales to hundreds of millions of operations per second with millisecond response time. We are looking at response time here. There is nothing like object storage. We have Amazon simple storage service. So we are even not looking at storage here. In the question, we are not looking at storage here. We are looking at processing of data. Yes, it's very tricky. How do you back up EBS volume? This one may be straightforward. Mokugo.
Snapshot.
Yeah, so you create snapshots. All right. A company wants to utilize AWS storage. For them, low storage costs is paramount. The data is rarely retrieved, and data retrieval times of several hours are acceptable. What is the best storage option? So we are looking at data that is not frequently accessed. So we are looking at infrequent access data. We are looking at longer hours of retrieval time.
And then give all the clues for the question inside.
Yeah, so then give all the clues for the question inside. So that's
and
clear. That is Glacier. We have distributed application that regularly process large amount of data across multiple Amazon EC2 instances and can recover smoothly from interruptions. This application does not require continuous dedicated compute capacity. What is the most cost-effective way to ensure the availability of this application?
This is what I talk about. For the earlier question, the one we talk about for the on demand.
So you have distributed application that regularly process large amount of data across multiple Amazon EC2 instances and can recover smoothly from interruptions. This application does not require continuous dedicated compute capacity. What is the most cost-effective way to ensure the availability of this application? So we are saying what? It does not require continuous dedicated compute capacity. All right, so that's sports instance. So that one, it can withstand interruptions. Yeah, so yes, that makes, yes, the other one also, yes, that one is on demand.
Yeah.
So who made mention of this? Is it a say? No, that's not a say. I think one of the guys that came on is it the expert session? Or I think earlier today's office hours, was saying that sometimes as you move forward, some of the questions will give you a clue of a question that you have passed previously. So some of the questions you can mark them for review later. And when you are done, you come back to them. What are the characteristics of Amazon S3? Yes, that was Abdul. Yes, that's all. Okay, yes, that was it. Yeah, so that was it was the expert session rather. Okay, let's continue with our answers. What are the characteristics of Amazon S3? So it said should be used to host a relational database. Objects are directly accessible via URL. S3 allows you to store objects of virtually unlimited size. No, so either you can skip it. Kabute is asking. So we don't know. They didn't actually give a clue as to what it is, but I think you will be given a sheet of paper to scribble on. I mean, a device to scribble on, either a sheet of paper or whatever it is. So you just have to put it down, and then later you come back to it. You put the question number down, and then you come back to it. Okay, so 2 and 3. Angela says 2 and 4. AK says 2 and 4. I hope people are not choosing 2 and 4 because it's a trend. And because it's a trend. Okay, so 2, yes, objects are directly accessible via a URL. Right, you see HTTPS, I think HTTPS region / the object name, something. That's the structure of the URL. And yes, those choosing 3, it is not 3. S3 does not allow you to store objects of virtually unlimited size, but you are able to store unlimited amount of data. So yes, so I think you have a limit of like
5 terabytes or so.
Yeah, 5
yes.
terabytes.
You have a limit of 5 terabytes per object.
This question is very tricky if you know read them well.
Okay, so what's the difference? Right. So you can't put a video of more than 5 terabytes. Right? But you can have videos of 5 terabytes, 5 terabytes, 5 terabytes each.
Yeah, meaning one video shouldn't be more than 5 terabytes.
Exactly.
Maybe you capture a video which is 24 hours long and it's up to 5 terabytes. You can't do that. But if you should have maybe 1 terabyte, 1 terabyte, 1 terabyte, up to a petabyte, you can load.
You can load them, it will go.
It's like putting money that is bigger than your wallet inside your wallet.
Your wallet, exactly.
Yeah, you know, but any size that is your wallet will enter the wallet.
So just like how our 200 Ghana cedi is big, it's big like that, you know. So you have to like break them down before you can fit them into your wallet.
Yeah, very tricky question.
Yeah. If you want to develop an application in Java, which of the following tools would you use? The question is making me laugh.
Very ambiguous.
Make you type your answer and it come. So you want to develop an application in Java. Which of the following tools would you use? Drink water. Hey, who said SDK? Okay, you watch SDK.
SDK daily.
Yeah, so it's SDK. SDK gives you that programmatic access. So yes, you can use so SDK. The full meaning is a software development kit. Also, what say of SDK there, Charlie? They use in mind, they make money. Also, I say,
stomach like brown.
Yes, that's SDK. Which services allow the customer to retain full administrative privileges of the underlying virtual infrastructure? Okay, how many we do so far? We've done 38. We have 21 minutes. Charlie, for hurry up with this one. Hurry up with the rest. Okay, yes, that's EC2. So for EC2, you spin up your instance. So it's like your PC, your computer. All right. So all
this question, there's the first thing we learned in this course.
Oh, yeah. You have a web application hosted in an EC2 instance that needs to send notifications based on event. Which of the below services can assist in sending the notification? Yeah, that's SNS. Yes, so I think we spoke about this one also today. Simple notification service. So you see how 90 minutes can be like can be like 9 minutes. Yeah, so service that use edge locations, that's CloudFront. That's correct. For content caching. Anybody that doesn't understand, yes, you can put it in the chat. When we are done, I'll take them one by one and address it. Which of the following is not a disaster recovery option in the cloud?
The question.
Oh, answers no, they come. Momoku, hurry up. We have only 20 minutes to answer how many? Up to 65. If it be 45 stuff, I like that'd be 20 questions. Yeah, so that's true.
Eben, explain why it is true. Eben, he said two biome. I won't make it explain. Because me, I really understand.
All I know is that single site cannot be a recovery option.
Exactly. So if you have a single site, if you have a single site and then boom, it collapses, and that is it. You cannot recover. In as much as I don't know what a pilot something is. Which of the following is the best practice when working with permissions in AWS? We talked about IAM. Yeah, so ensure the least privilege, right? If the person is an auditor, you just give them access to have audit rights. You don't give them any other access till they need it. Which of the following AWS services automatically increases or decreases the number of resources? So immediately you see increases or decreases, then we are looking at what? Auto scaling service. But when you see the ability of a service to increase and then it means we are talking about increase and then decrease, then we are looking at what? If there is scale, if there is what is it called? Elasticity. You choose elasticity. Don't go and choose scalability. Yes, do great.
What did you say?
I said if you see a question that talks about like a system's ability to, let's say, add or remove resources, like based on demand, and you see scalability and an elasticity, don't choose scalability. Scalability is just the ability to add resources. So you're either scaling out or you are scaling, you are scaling vertically or you are scaling horizontally. So you are either scaling out or, the other word is what?
Scaling
in.
No, so scaling in is reducing.
Scaling up or out.
Yes,
So
we are.
scale up or scale down.
Yes, you are either scaling up or you are scaling out, right? You are either scaling up or you're scaling out. That is scalability. So it's just about adding. But immediately you see adding or removing, then it tends to elasticity, right?
I still don't, because the question I'm increase or
yes. So for this question, it says which service, right? The service automatically increases or decreases the number of resources, and that is auto scaling, right? So
are you choosing auto scaling because there is no elasticity?
no, so elasticity is not a service that does it. Elasticity is the ability, or is a feature. You get it? So for a system, yeah, so for a system to be able to auto scale means that the system is elastic.
Yes. Miss Monji gets it.
I'm trying to.
Okay, so the ability for a system to increase or decrease means it is elastic. It's like you are able to stretch it out, and then you are and it's able to fit, right? So that's elastic. Now, a system's ability to add resources to fit demand. So here we are not, there is no removing factor or a decrease factor. It's just about adding. That is scalability. So you are either scaling out, the system is either scaling out, that is adding, replicating the same type of let's say instance. Yeah.
Do you mean with auto scaling it just goes up, but it's not able to come down?
No, auto scale, you go up and down. But
you go up and down.
Yes, but with scaling, you go out or up. So okay, so let me use yes, so let me use my mobile phone, like mobile phones, for example. Right. So if let's say I have a phone, right, that has a 32 gigabyte storage capacity. Okay. And I would want to store, let's say 64 gigabyte. I either I would change the memory, the 32 gigabyte, and then insert a 64 gigabyte memory in my phone, right? Here I have scaled up, right? So I've moved from 32 to 64. You get it? But if I go to buy this a phone, the same phone of 32 gigabyte, and then add it, this time I have two phones, 32 gigabyte each. This time I have scaled up. Sorry, I've scaled out, right? Because I've replicated the same thing twice. So I've scaled out. So that is scalability.
See, let me break it down. From what I have read, you see, we made this thing very early during our discourse.
Yeah.
I read a lot about the elasticity and the scalability. So what's scalability, especially for this particular question? You see, it has put into brackets such as EC2 or ECS.
ECS, exactly.
Yes. So what scaling refers to is only hardware. That is what I have read so far. It is only referred to hardware. So if it has to do with compute, networking, storage, then it is scaling. But if it has to do with software resources, something, anything that the software needs to run, and it's not necessarily hardware, then it is elasticity. That is what I have read so far. Yes. And elasticity for this particular one, it means that it is elastic as well.
Yes, we have 30 minutes, so let's just mark it now.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it and then we'll move on.
Charlie.
Yeah.
Let's finish.
So what acts as a firewall that controls the traffic allowed to reach one or more instance?
But this thing.
It's here.
Well, so that's security group. So let us note this. Security groups act at the instance level. That is just one thing that you should put it in your head. Is the firewall. A security group is a firewall that acts at the instance level. Okay, you have two accounts in your AWS organization, one for dev, one for the dev and the other for QA, quality assurance. All are part of consolidated billing. The master account has purchased 3 reserved instances. So put it down, 3 reserved instances. The dev department is currently using 2 reserved instances. Now the QA team plans to use 3 instances of the same instance type. What is the pricing tier of these instances that the QA team can use? Okay, so the answers are not coming. Now the answer, yeah, so the answer is no, the answer is 2. The answer is 2, right? Here, the accounts are under AWS organization, and we know that they are able to what? Consolidate the billing and then also share the resources. So the master account has 3 reserved instances purchased, and then the dev team is currently using 2. So there is one reserved instance that is available. Now the quality assurance team plans to use 3 instances, which means that because they are under the same master account, one of the instances will be charged as a reserved instance, and then the 2 that is left will be charged on demand. So somebody should note it down, and I'll explain it. If there is a misunderstanding, I will explain it later. What is the AWS service provided? What is the AWS service provided, which provides a fully managed NoSQL database service? So we are looking at what? NoSQL. So yes, DynamoDB. What AWS service has built-in DDoS mitigation?
Wow.
CloudWatch.
No.
What's a question? CloudFront.
CloudWatch is a monitoring service. EC2 is just an instance. CloudTrail is for auditing. So yes, that's CloudFront. What is the key difference between an availability zone and an edge location? Let me see. Okay, yes, 2. So availability zone is an isolated, whilst edge location will deliver cached contents. Correct. Which of the following can be used to manage identities in AWS?
2.
Yes, that's IAM. Yes, it's correct.
You could kill yourself. Yeah.
What is the service provided by AWS that allows developers to easily deploy and manage applications? This one, without even looking at the answer, you should know that it's Beanstalk.
Go back.
Yes, correct. Which of the following is not a supported database engine in the relation database service? So we are looking at relation database service. Yeah, MySQL. Myself, I don't know. It's database too. So MySQL is relational, MariaDB is relational, Aura is relational. So DB2. But this is the odd one out. We don't know this. If you are wrong, we'll read about it. In AWS billing, what option can be used to ensure costs can be reduced if you have multiple accounts? So when we looked at the scenario just right now, that is consolidated billing. Right. You want to take a snapshot of an EC2 instance and create a new instance out of it. In AWS, what is this snapshot equivalent to?
AMI?
Yes, AMI. A company wants to create standard templates for the deployment of its infrastructure. Which AWS service can be used in this regard?
Elimination.
Yes, so OpsWorks will use something we call Puppet and Chef something. Elastic Beanstalk is for deployment. Simple Workflow Service, I don't know this, but for CloudFormation, yes, I know that is what is used to, create templates for cloud infrastructure deployment. We'll look at that. So please, somebody should write them down, or you just put it in the chat. Which of the following AWS services should you use to migrate an existing data? Hey, I hope I started the recording.
Yeah,
Yes.
they record.
Should you use to migrate an existing database? So this one, we talked about this one also yesterday. database management service. That's DMS. You want to monitor the
migration service.
Yeah, asset management, Charlie. You want to monitor the CPU utilization of an EC2 resource in AWS. So here you are looking at what? Monitor. The keyword here is monitor. So CloudWatch is for monitoring. What is the ability provided by AWS to enable fast, easy, and secure transfer of files over long distances between your client and your Amazon S3 bucket? For this one,
question.
Yes, for this one, as far as there is transfer here, for me, yes, that is what I would choose. Right. So it's not HTTP transfer, file transfer, or whatever it is, because it says enable fast and easy. So definitely.
Are you sure if S3, if it wasn't at number 2, would you have chosen it?
Yes, I would choose it because S3 acceleration, I know S3 is for object storage, right? But here we are looking at what transfer of files. And as far as there is fast here, so it means that there should be something extra.
Okay, let's go.
In AWS, which security aspects are the customer's responsibility? Yes, we are choosing 4. So life cycle of IAM and
the first one too.
Now the first one no go Adam.
Yes, so security groups. Yes, and then patching management, yes, manage EC2 instance. The last one.
Then add none.
Hey.
None.
You have chosen 3 and then you want to add none.
Yeah.
Yeah, so encrypting of EBS block volumes. I think yesterday there was a question and I was explaining that in as much as encryption is included in EBS, you have to do the encryption. It is not automated.
Yeah.
So that is it for. Which of the following options of AWS RDS allows for AWS failover to a secondary database in case the primary one fails? So here the distractor is failover.
Allows for AWS to failover for secondary database. So multi-easy.
Yes, so multi-easy. Which of the following benefits would be attractive to a company moving from on-premise to AWS? Choose 3 benefits. So we are choosing 3. So here the odd one is pay upfront. Anna.
Are you sure which of the following benefits would be attractive?
What? How 3?
Yes, we are choosing. He said we should choose 3.
So it's cost effective, pay upfront and flat.
Pay upfront.
Control of physical service, yes. Because it still be on premise, right?
Yes.
No.
And it's
no. So they're
attractive to company moving from
you're moving. You're moving to control. So yes, that's the last 3.
We should choose the last 3.
Because the first one doesn't come in at all.
Pay upfront.
And I don't know how you are paying upfront.
That's the thing too.
But some of the services.
I think the first one comes in play. The first one can still come in play because you still have control of your physical server.
No.
But you don't pay upfront.
No, you are moving.
AWS service, you don't have physical access.
You're moving from on-premise to AWS, so you won't use your on-premise service.
But you still have your physical server, which you were moving from.
But you will use
the power.
Okay.
And the pay upfront. So there's an option. There's an option to pay upfront.
To reserve and then pay upfront.
That will not make it attractive for the company.
No, but in these questions, in these answers, those are the only ones because by elimination, he is using 3. You can't select.
Yeah. So you could go.
And
if
even
you,
the pay up front could even be like attractive to them if you are using maybe like a sport or something.
Yes, a reserve instance.
So the main thing about the AWS is always no pay upfront. That's one thing they emphasize.
Don't worry, we'll see the answers later. Let's go.
Yeah. Charlie, we have 2 minutes. Which of the following allows you to carve out your own portion of the cloud? Yes, that is VPC.
VPC, yeah.
Yes. Okay, the guys I explain give you yes shortly. What are the 4 levels of AWS premium support? Okay, so that's developer, business, enterprise on ramp, and then enterprise. Yes, yesterday when I was explaining the economics and then billing, I said that there is another one called enterprise on ramp. Right.
But this thing is it in the
Charlie, 1 minute, let's go.
No, they want to models inside. Which of the following are benefit of the AWS relational database service?
We'll see.
So this one is out. We are choosing 2. This one is out. You can resize capacity accordingly. Allows you to store. No.
So 2 and 4.
Yes, 2 and 4. Which of the following services enable you to access, audits, and evaluate configurations? So immediately you see this one, then you are looking at config, right?
Config.
Yeah. 49. Okay, that's the last question. A company is deploying a 2-tier highly available web application to AWS. Which service provides durable storage for static content? So static content, we are looking at S3.
S3 and
well, it's just one for the web tier. So for static content is S3. So it can be a picture. Yes, static content.
It's not ABS, right? Okay.
No, it's not ABS. Yes, it's S3. Okay. Submit. Well.
Wow. You did joke.
No, this one, they hack the system. I not go believe.
Yo. Nah.
Me, I know they believe. Oh.
You butchered the.
You people, you did do two.
Oh no, I know they believe. Me, I not go believe. I beg.
No.
For each different person in
This website, maybe some topic in September. You deceive you.
No. Charlie, some of the answers we know Bav, no.
We still get them right.
Wait, the very last question said, the last but one question.
Okay, make a go review questions to go see all of them.
Interesting.
So the last batch one be question 64. No, then it go be this one.
Yeah.
Hey, you know be this one. Hey. The question they file like that. This one. Yeah, so pay up front. So offers options to pay as you go, that's operational, or pay up front for reserved instance. Oh, okay. So
so the option.
Yeah, the option to reserve. Paying upfront for reserved instance can provide cost savings over time and may be appealing to companies looking for long-term predictability in their costs, right?
Yes. So Eben, you get them?
Yeah. So for you to be able to pay, when you are paying upfront, it's more cheaper even than the pay as you go.
Yeah.
Right.
So actually, this is the.
And then question 1. So regions. Oh no, one be that
question 1
we choose the kind that on demand thing, no.
Yeah, that question.
That's what I'm searching for. No, but we have done well. All of you clap for yourself.
Hey, shock.
It's only if we realize the proctor go talk to you cheat, go DQ.
Yeah.
It'd
be very unlikely.
This one. So since the requirement is just 3 months, the most cost-effective option to use is on demand. Oh, one country be man can.
Why? So let's say spot instance. Let's say spot one. That was the one you were saying.
So spot instances are cheap, but they are only for applications with flexible start and end times. Okay. So applications that are only feasible at very low compute prices or users with urgent computing needs for large amount of additional capacity. Oh, okay. So that are only feasible at very low compute prices. Okay. Or users with urgent computing needs for large amount of additional capacity. I know the bab.
Yeah, so like if you need large amount of computing capacity, we like your application with the mind reducing capacity in like short whiles.
Short spans, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that for sports instances, the question would definitely give you a clue on the fact that it doesn't need to be like on for a long time or something
Yeah,
like that.
It doesn't require availability or
Obachale with force.
Hey, nah, but me, I didn't understand. So, some of the questions we take little. Some question be, you go do the 40 something inside. We used to way somebody self can type so we are guessing or something.
Availability, cloud. Is it a cloud formation?
Cloud formation.
Yeah, so for
that one you answer. That one you answer.
Because for cloud formation, that is how it is. So you create like templates, right?
Take I read them. I read them.
Yeah, Yeah, so cloud formation gives developers and system administrators an easy way to create and manage a collection of related AWS resources, provisioning and updating them in an orderly and predictable fashion. So more or less like so cloud formation will be like, in IT department, some of them, they have like troubleshooting procedures there. So these are your templates, right? That you need to follow. Yes, anytime you're faced with an issue, you follow them to, resolve like certain issues. And then the EMR question.
Yeah. That question for session.
We say the exam like if we group work. David.
The proper definition. Definition of 2 years are better than one.
Charlie,
if you leave me alone, I'm not sure so I go get 40. But a day we kill us, we get 65. For the group work.
The EMR.
Angela, it's CO1, it's not CO2. CO2 starts on Monday.
Monday. This one is CO1. Oh, EMR.
I did back.
Should have noted the question number down. Okay, we're not also seeing the question number.
The DMS. Go back, the DMS.
DB2,
No, DMS. Some DMSB.
The database migration service.
Database migration. No. I won't read them. You mentioned them sometime, but I don't know exactly.
Then the
difference between that one and the snowball stuff.
Okay. So for database migration, helps you migrate database to AWS quickly and securely.
So this is for databases, not like
not for data migration in its entirety.
Okay.
And then there is another one. I've forgotten the abbreviation, but there's another one that's lifts a database server plus the database.
The lift and shift.
That is is it MGS or say MGN? No, it should be MGS.
MGN.
MGN,
Hey, no, MGS. Something is sharp.
Yeah. MGN.
Hey,
okay.
They shocking me. How we get the whole thing like that?
And I think this one too. This one.
Cloud.
Has built-in DDoS mitigation, right? So CloudFront also integrates with AWS Web Application Firewall. So the Web Application Firewall that helps protect web applications from common web exploits, and AWS Shield, a managed DDoS protection service that safeguards web applications running on AWS. Because
so it works together with WAF and Shield.
And Shield, exactly.
Wow.
Denial of service.
So this is like we don't answer these questions. How we could see them? Because you know the modules inside.
That's the thing, Charlie. I mean, when I'm modules there, even this one is CO1.
Charlie, Monday they made you.
This one is CO1. I think the SNS is okay, right?
Yeah, simple.
And there will also be another question. I think there's another question on this, but it will now point
the one
to
that is storing.
Yes, so it will point to CloudWatch. So it will which service like will trigger that kind of thing, right? And that should be CloudWatch. So the SNS work, yes.
Okay.
So the SNS works with CloudWatch. It is based on the things that CloudWatch will see that will trigger that messaging for you to receive it. So if you get a notification that okay, you are overusing or your CPU or your storage is like capacity is full, it is the SNS that is sending you the message, but it is the CloudWatch that has triggered that message based on the parameters that you set. Oh, EMR. Great. This is it. Question 31. So you're exploring what services has offhand. You have a large number you have a large number of data sets that need to be processed. So Amazon EMR helps you analyze and process vast amounts of data by distributing the computational work across a cluster of virtual services running on the AWS cloud. The cluster is managed, using an open source framework called Hadoop. Amazon lets you focus on crunching or analyzing your data without having to worry about time-consuming setup. Management.
So basically, it works like a load balancer for a virtual service. So if maybe like one server is getting too many computational works, then EMR steps into like shard it over.
Yes, exactly. But it means that these instances are not instances you have spent.
Okay.
These are you are so the EMR is like a service. Okay, that helps you. I mean, process your data, and it's distributing these computers. So that's what it's saying that is offhand. So it means that you don't spin those EC2 instances. There's a cluster of virtual servers that are running on the cloud already, right? So the servers allow you to just process your data and then it distributes this thing. So because if it serves as an elastic load balancer, then definitely it's just a load balancer.
No. Like, yeah, but listen, it's terms of computational work. I don't know if you get my point.
Exactly.
Like, just working, just working like the load balancer, but not exactly.
Exactly like the load balancer. So once you do it, it just makes sure that you are able to do your computation all right. Once it distributes the load across.
What's the full meaning again? Elastic what?
Elastic map reduce.
Map reduce.
So let's also look at the question well. I don't know if it will come as the same thing, but definitely you might also see something like helps you process vast amount of data. Maybe without you
by distributing the computational work across a cluster of virtual servers.
Yes, and so you see that it lets you focus on you crunching or analyzing your data without having to worry about time-consuming setup. So you don't set up
you don't set it up.
the EC2 instance or something like that. see the docs.
My head said the bash. Yes.
With the same thing they write for here, but it's only available in Beijing and Ningxia, China. So it's not even a globally available service.
Wow.
Oh, why you bring this thing? Why are they concerned with? Something that is not globally available
Hey,
there.
I leave my phone 1 minute. What with this?
Those days,
I beg.
We don't do anything. We
don't do
just
anything.
click some
link.
Click some link. Hey, I understand where you look.
those days, SSD, you go questions for Zimbabwe and this one only. For Sierra Leone and Nigeria only. That's the kind of question.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think probably it should be because Beijing there something will not be globally available then. Okay, so today we've done 65 questions. And
Charlie, we've done well.
Well, Charlie, we will do. Clap for yourselves.
Those of us who stood on our grounds.
So who are the first fathers? Those who are going to write first.
Dr. Seps.
Dr. Seps, they go Monday. This Monday,
That's what you guys do.
We wait for Dr. Seps to go make it crunch the questions
come. Then you can't give you a poll.
Yeah. So we go wait for him for the center there. If come now, we go download the all before you go forget.
Go forget.
I'm bringing it before they talk to you. The IAM I forget or
it's a wouldn't.
Charlie, it be true.
Yeah,
so I'll go back.
Yeah, the IAM.
And you see the lab started from lab 2. Lab 1, where lab 1 day?
Yeah, so I think make no mind them. But I think for the lab, because the lab 1 was supposed to help us create like accounts, IAM accounts. But I think because
it's in the foundation. The foundation we do some lab. It don't be that one be the lab 1.
Yeah. You see
that one the foundation we just instances. We just created instances.
Yeah, the foundation we just created.
Be the lab 1.
But this one,
the lab 1 no day the study guide inside, the students guide inside.
No, they.
But they.
By the instructions.
By the instructions. No, I mean the introductory to the. I think the module 1 it said that there will be a labs. But as I said, the lab was just for you to create like your root account, and then now you create probably an organization account, and then you create like that demonstration that they did. There was supposed to be a lab for you to practice it, but they didn't include it, so we just used the demo for reference.
I gave them.
Charlie, today be Friday.
Make good bed.
Saturday, Sunday, Charlie, my timetable be tight.
And they can't make you host, make you start your time.
They need to carry your host.
My heart got crazy. Charlie, you don't be anything. So the name actually makes sense.
If you don't know, you make me host. I go record. I go J film. Your job side, this one space go make full.
If you pay go, I go watch the film.
I be you pay access to the Zoom dashboard. Like you go see what they will take to you.
Oh, nothing.
Okay, so only phone quench. Okay, problem. No day.
Charlie, good night.
All right, yeah, good night, Sita. Good night, Sita.
Yeah, Charlie, good night,
I just want to find out the booking trend. It seems people are booking last minute. Even though they book now, they are putting it next week. If people make not do so, we not learn the next week before we.
If it were to be, if it were to be you, If it will be you.
Boss, you better take your own and book up next week Thursday. No,
Why, Charlie? You will
because this
motivate.
week you forget.
Those of
You
you
will-
where you book that they make you book a family, they beg you. Since they the back benches, you go get time. Do one like 20th day.
So we don't let finish show. So the people that finish with and the book the I say how no we go how we go do them. If they tell us all the sentence make food now, what we go do?
You go do it online.
Online. Online in the Charlie.
Online there in the CIA investigation. No, don't even try it.
What get cause I go find the webcam top now, then disqualify you. You know be your fault.
Boss. Fair.
Online the ECG they feel give you your result. ECG alone.
Or be laptop day, then maybe forget some 2 or 3 sources of internet, then you merge all the
The source of internet they use battery.
Oh, of course. You forget battery, you forget LAN, you forget everything.
Forget my finance.
Why you can't worry yourself? Just
Charlie,
go
this-
on site good.
Vodafone fiber broadband, maybe 12 volts adapter, go search car battery, then hot wire.
What?
Well, see, think of one exam.
Think of one exam.
They say for come out your TV or
if I come out your TV, I go inspect the room.
Yeah, they go inspect the room.
So who go turn the camera?
You.
No, so
nigga who?
Then get system
Me, I
where
go
you
turn
go.
the camera. What to the ones I go show them?
No, they go give
No,
you
but
URL.
they
They
go
will
give
give you URL. Then you go access the URL via your phone, right? And then you do a 360 turn for your room. Paper for no day or body, no electronic device.
See, Chema, you see when my TV, the middle of the room, I go mount them for the middle of the room. Then I go show wide screen. For the camera inside, it go look like panel lights. But me and my remote, no, then I pause.
Why you for put your body for this hassle?
Examine the right and watch your eyes, your eye movements, and then you watch.
Your eye movement or then you watch.
If I look at me, I go no.
So
some people today don't shit.
I can't say so. Some guy you call me say you do and you go do for online, then you go put earbud for ear inside, then you go call me to say you go read a session. You don't go feel read that thing out loud, self.
You don't go feel read them out.
That be my problem because if I answer the questions, I the mama the sentence for my lips. If I read them that way,
if you wear glasses, they go inspect the glasses because some glasses get camera for your body. So even the on-site places, they go inspect glasses. So we will wear glasses.
My issue. If I read the question, sometimes I mama it on my lips.
Then go warn you. I mean, before you go start the exams, the rules they there.
Yeah.
If you mama no.
Master, the voice today my brain is our bone. It be the voice my lips way if you understand.
And they go sleep. They go sleep. This way you
we all with sleep. We all with sleep. Just that the brain don't shut down.
I follow you. I don't go bed.
At the same time tomorrow.
Yeah, but Moromo could start early, like 8 and now.
Or match day.
Yeah.
I'll be the match in the afternoon tea.
I beg everything you be watch.
Or La Liga.
La Liga day evening time.
Oh. La Liga no go certify you.
It's the investment too, Chairman. You take play.
Investment where they chop you so they you go tap the team back.
They chop we go chop them some.
No, but they go tap the team back, they go give your body heart attack.
Good pass the one you go see the
before they try, they know when you go cash out or you go
exactly. You see that
I beg betting cloud watch no day inside though. They chop you, they chop you.
You be now you talk cloud watch no day.
Hey, Rosemont, you are still here.
Oh, Rosemond, she went to sleep and then she's now back. I know she says she come back safe. Because all this one now she know the time.
How they go?
Oh,
You
don't think of FIS. Well, use ChatGPT
Why
then.
people don't go bed?
We go bed.
Who go bed?
You bed first, then you bed first, then you go bed.
The brain will not shut down.
It's 12:20 now. Yeah. I know what time said.
Charlie Moro.
Sometimes I dey shock. 12:30 like 1:30. What's that? I dey bed like 3 a.m. 4 a.m.
I dey make you host as I go left. Bye bye.
You fit on the recording. The recording to the go. The recording to the go. So if for sure now.
Charlie, I forget sir.